Welcome to another episode of By the Railside Podcast Movie Review. With us this week, we have me, Zach, Jordan,
I got a bucket.
and Jeff.
I shat in this bucket.
That's
Oh, my bucket.
Before we get started, make sure you follow us. Spotify By the Railside, Twitter at By Railside, and on Twitch, twitch.tv/By the Railside, where we stream sometimes regularly. This week, we reviewed.
Whoa.
What?
Am I not here?
I said you.
Oh, wait, yeah, you did.
Yeah, you
because I
shat
said
my
this
bucket.
Never mind, I'm retarded. Go next.
We'll get rid of it in post. Don't worry.
No, we won't.
No.
Let's be realistic.
No.
Because we don't do editing. We do movie reviews. And this week we reviewed Jojo Rabbit. Not to be confused with Jojo Siwa, who terrifies me.
Who's that?
It's a child star. She's made millions of dollars selling hair accessories and dancing.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, the one that is like permanently on crack and cocaine, separate drugs. She's doing crack and
Allegedly.
cocaine, and puts pixie dust, aka angel dust, in her morning kale smoothie bowl.
Oh,
She sleeps
Ooh,
5 minutes
all
a
right.
day.
All right, who eats a smoothie out of a bowl? What kind of a
Yeah,
savage
I
doesn't
don't-
just drink a smoothie?
You know who does that? Nazis. Coincidentally,
Speaking of Nazis,
that's what this movie's about. It's about a little Nazi boy who wants to go to Nazi camp with his friends so that he can impress his Führer, and who's also his imaginary friend, played by Taika Waititi.
who also, I think, wrote this and maybe directed this movie.
yes, he did.
Yeah. Generally, if you see him in a movie, he is definitely directing it, and he like a 90% chance he wrote it as well.
What else has he done?
He's done a lot of stuff. I know. I can't ever remember the fucking name of it, but something in the Dark of Shadows.
Yeah, What We Do in the Shadows.
That one.
Hunt for the Wilder People. He did Thor Ragnarok. Probably the best Thor movies in the MCU right now, only to be trumped by his next one, Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
He directed a couple episodes of Mandalorian, and also those are acting credits. That's the wrong one. That's not what I want.
He's a pretty big name guy then.
Only once he did Thor Ragnarok. He was like he was like known for with people that did watch like What We Do in the Shadows, and then there was one other one that he fucking did. Oh boy, that's the one.
Boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Boy was about an 11-year-old child and devout Michael Jackson fan. Gets a chance to know his absentee criminal father, who has returned to find a bag of money he buried years ago. Apparently that one won a bunch of awards.
Boy. But yeah, he's very popular. He's a very funny guy. I think the way this movie was done was fucking fantastic. It was done in a way that completely mocked Hitler and all of his ideals, pretty much, but also brought to light a little bit, not too much, like, there wasn't too much detail, but it also showed some of the more nefarious aspects of Hitler, such as using child soldiers. But even that, in like some regard, was funny. Like near the end of the movie, when the Russians, the Americans, what do they say? Russians, Americans, Chinese, Africa,
England,
and I think that was it. That was all the people closing in on this town. When they were doing that, the Rebel Wilson's character, Fraulein, was giving kids promotions and sticking grenades in their back pocket and telling them to go hug U.S. soldiers. Which, I mean, that's a horrible thing. Don't put grenades in your kids' back pockets. Tell them to go hug people. But fake violence is fun.
So what's What's the moral of this story?
Don't be a fucking Nazi. Or maybe
True.
just don't follow along with whatever's happening just because everyone else or the majority of people are doing it. Do your own research and make sure it's not like a horrible, horrible thing.
Yeah, fuck vaccinations.
Hey, I said do your research and make sure it's not a horrible, horrible thing. And I mean actual research with like .gov at the end, not facebook.com/Ethel McFartstein -post.
That's where I always get my information.
No,
Vaccines
That's
you know, I
never
trusted her too, and it never ends well. That's how I lost my third leg.
unlucky.
No, I can't balance.
Yeah.
Running's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. So is running for this kid too, because he got up. He owned the name Rabbit, because earlier on in the movie they criticized him because he wouldn't kill this little rabbit, and so then they started calling him Jojo the Rabbit, the cowardly rabbit, and then Hitler, his imaginary best friend, uh, just got him back on his feet, talked him up, showed him how great a rabbit was. He ran, tried to own it, ran through, yoinked the grenade from what was his name, Captain Klenzendorf, played by Sam Rockwell, threw the grenade, bounced off a tree, landed right beside him. Kid froze, but imaginary Hitler knew what to do. He ran away, and then the kid got blown up.
Yeah, I love how he ran, like, imaginary Hitler ran away from a real grenade instead of just like, oh, I'm gone. He just wanted to prove himself, and that's another lesson in it for you, Jeff. Never try to prove yourself when there's active grenades.
Oh, I was just gonna say, just stay middle of the pack. That's all you need.
No. Stay out of the pack. Pack of one. Because I'm not going to judge me. I don't care what I'm doing. There's no supervisors in a pack of one.
What did you think of the movie, Jeff?
Honestly, going into this movie, I had no idea what it was. I had some like weird like the word JoJo and rabbit. The first thing that came to mind was like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and fucking what's that weird movie, Donnie Darko. So I'm like, what the fuck is this movie? And then I get into it and they're like singing Nazis and shit like that, and I'm like, oh god, what the fuck is this movie? So I was like real like not looking forward to this movie, but it ended up being pretty good. There was some pretty funny part. Like, it's really hard to find faults in a movie that's a satirical like drama almost, because satire means the characters can just be ridiculous and over the top, and drama means they get in ridiculous over the top situations. So then that basically just gives you free reign to do whatever the fuck you want, right? Like, but I really didn't mind it. It had some like funny parts. It had some like real weird parts too, and some real like awkward parts. But I mean, the kid's 10, right? He's gonna do some awkward, stupid shit. But yeah, no, I didn't mind it. The worst character in it, in my opinion, was fucking Scarlett Johansson. She was just like, why are you even in this movie?
Yeah, you don't want anyone to save those Jews, do you, Jeff?
Wow. The best part of the movie, though, was when fucking the Jewish girl, I'm terrible with name, Elsa or something like that.
Yeah, Elsa.
When Elsa was like getting the kid to like say what she was, because he was saying a ghost at first, just because he didn't want to realize that there was a Jew in his house. But she's saying, "Say what I am, say what I am," and he says a Jew, and she says "Gesundheit." That was probably the best part of the movie.
I think that's just the brilliance of Taika Waititi. Like, he likes to do things that are, I'd say, all of his movies have a huge element of comedy to them. But he's still very good at bringing realism to it. I was actually just reading online that he made all the characters and everything, like, because normally if you're thinking like a World War II movie, you think sad, depressing, like grayscale.
Yeah.
But I guess in Germany during World War II, like all their films were like not dialed to 11. So like characters are like the happiest motherfuckers on the planet. They're wearing the brightest clothes and everything like that. They're super flamboyant. And I guess that's why he did that. It's like everyone on the surface is like, oh yeah, no, everything's fine, everything's great, except the world is crumbling underneath us. Like the Third Reich is obviously losing. Everyone knows this.
Yeah.
But everything's okay, because if it's not, the cold soup will get you.
Yeah. They actually
Oh,
didn't end up. They didn't end up filming in Germany.
Well,
He
no,
wanted to, but I guess there's
laws.
there's very strict human rights and filming laws in Germany. So all the child actors, they could only work like 3 hours a day.
Oh, that's what it was. I
Yeah.
thought it was about like Nazi shit
No,
being
no,
posted
yeah,
up.
no, they know what they did.
No. I know that they know that what they did, but I'm just thinking like Taika is just like in the middle of filming as a whole bunch of adults, and it's like it looks like 1942 Germany, and all the old people like walk out of their houses, and all of a sudden there's Heil Hitler.
Yeah.
It's like no, Grandpa, get back in the fucking house, eat your brats.
No, yeah, that was the reasons because the miners could only film 3 hours tops per day, so they ended up having to move all the production over to the Czech Republic. But
Hail Hitler, Hail Hitler, Hail Hitler, Hail Hitler.
How
Yeah,
many
That fucking
times?
scene where they had to go through it like 15 fucking times. Jesus.
You gotta Heil Hitler everyone.
yeah, I think in that scene, it was said 31 times in 1 minute. Because Taika wrote it in because he wanted it to be a funny moment in the film, but also wanted to illustrate just how ridiculous Nazi protocols were.
Yeah.
Like the fact that just everyone just like, hey, no, just regular salute like you do in the army, just clip your boots up. In the U.S. Army, no, you have to Heil Hitler
Pop your boots
30 times.
45-degree angle. If it's 46 or 44, you're going to the gulag.
Yeah.
I don't know why you can't do like a group Hail Hitler. Why you have to do each individual person? Why can't you just be like Hail Hitler, guys, and not just like 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4,
That's
5 down the line?
disrespectful to the Fuhrer.
Yeah.
The only appropriate way to do it is by holding it out for every person.
Imagine how hard that would have been as like if you were an actual Jew trying to blend in, having to say fucking Hail Hitler every fucking 3 seconds.
Yeah. Well, it actually in the movie when she came out because they went to the house and it was after the 1 minute long Heil Hitlers. They found her and she had to try and blend in and become his sister, Ingi, I think. Oh yeah, I probably said that wrong. Inge. Yeah. But it almost like she hesitated slightly, and it was almost like it was painful for her to try and do that, but she knew she needed to just to survive. I honestly thought the acting, even with the kids, was like really well done for the most part. Like
When was this movie made?
2019.
Yeah, 2019.
That chick is cute as hell.
Oh, are you checking age? But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know how old the character she was playing was, like, because I'm assuming it was supposed to
16,
be what?
16, 17, somewhere in there.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's where I was assuming it was around because it was too old for. Yeah, I know, we're good. Jeff commented on her. Jeff makes a comment. We're in the clear. But yeah, so like, because it was supposed to be like a somewhat love interest for Jojo.
His 10-year-old hormones.
But I mean, like, I don't understand how he can expect to like get anything, like a relationship other than like, what's up, friend?
Are you
Because
kidding me?
he stabbed her. I mean, granted, it went in like 0.5 millimeter because
he
she
loved his-
somehow has godlike reflexes. Just like caught his hand while he's holding the special Nazi knife.
I think he also like kind of stopped himself in that moment too, though. Like almost like the Forrest thing. Like the Forrest when he was holding the rabbit, he just knew, like he knew he didn't want to hurt him,
Yeah.
and he went into the house looking to stab her because his mom got hung. so he was emotional, but then I think in the moment, even though he was emotional, like he still couldn't bring himself to fully do it.
Still a pussy.
Yeah.
Still a rabbit.
I was saying, like, okay, would he have had a different nickname if they used a different animal? Like, they're like, okay, anyone can
No
kill a
porcupine.
rabbit. Jews can kill a rabbit. We're Nazis. We're hardcore motherfuckers.
Chinchilla.
Someone kill this bear. And he's like, no, I don't want to do that.
That's the gay porno version of this.
That's Jojo Bear.
Jojo Bear.
No,
Rawr.
that would be Jojo the Twink. He's not a bear. You fucking kid. He's not even an otter. We've had this
Jojo's
discussion.
bear.
Jojo's bear. Okay, so he just instead of getting a small Jewish girl in his wall, it's a very large gay man.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it went. I've seen it.
No, that's a different one. Jojo's Magical Adventure Through the Penis Field.
But yeah, the comedy in this movie it worked well, but it needed to. It had like the satirical moments, but it still had those like serious moments where you're just like, holy shit. Even though it was just straight mocking the Nazis, it still was able to pull off a nice insight into some of the life and just the blind following that happens then. But it also happens now. We saw it for like 4 years with the United States.
What do you mean 4 years?
Donald
it's
Trump.
Still going on.
Now you don't see it too much.
Yeah, no, because they're getting banned off Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah, the news doesn't have his Twitter anymore. Because he doesn't have his Twitter anymore.
Yeah. He does have a blog, but anyone who posts anything on it pretty much gets banned immediately.
Yeah.
When did the production of this movie start? Does anyone know, like, writing of it? I wonder if the, like, cult mentality of Trumpism is what caused him to, like, write this movie. Because it's, like, clearly a commentary on just, like, blind indoctrination, right?
This is way... Yeah,
no, his mom pitched him in the idea. According to this article, Waititi explaining his mom essentially pitched the film to him. What was this? TIFF artistic director and co-head Cameron Bailey led the question period, asking Waititi for his inspirations. Filmmaker responded that his mom initially read the book on which the movie is based, Christine Lunin's Caging Skies. She explained this book to me, saying it's such a great concept. There's a boy and his mother is hiding this girl in the attic, and she changes the whole worldview, said Waititi. The way she explained it, I was like, Mom, what a great film idea. Read the book. It is an incredible book, but it wasn't exactly like how my mom described it. So I guess he took the core story of the story and added a lot of humor to it, and an imaginary Hitler, which, I mean, obviously the Mallory / Jewish guy plays Hitler, because what else would be the biggest fuck you? So yeah, I guess it's based off a book. I don't have anything on the book.
Yeah, he crafted the screenplay in 2011. Now, Taika Waititi takes a long time, usually with his own movies, like not necessarily the Marvel movies, because they usually have an idea, so he can just riff off that. But what we did in the shadow, or what we do in the shadows, took him like several years to fully write and stuff like that. And same with this one. So he wrote the first, or crafted the screenplay in 2011, and then just from there on, and then I think in 2018 is when the casting and the principal photography and everything started.
I was just checking out his IMDb, and he is a untitled Taika Waititi Star Wars film releasing in 2025.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm moist.
I've seen the Star Wars.
Yeah, I've seen a Star Wars. But yeah, some of the other notable actors that we've already talked about. Sam Rockwell, his character, I fucking love that guy. He's so good in almost like literally any role, even though it's mostly like supporting roles. He's not really. I don't think he's really cast as like the leading man most of the time.
What you talking about?
But, he plays his roles like he is the leading man.
Mr. Right, Seven Psychopaths, Moon.
Seven Psychopaths was Moon, maybe, but Seven Psychopaths was Colin Farrell. That was the lead.
You can't say maybe the moon.
Mr.
He's the
Wright.
only motherfucker in the movie.
Yeah. Mr. Wright was Anna Kendrick. That was pretty much her movie. But yeah, all in all, though, he's unreal. Scarlett Johansson.
I don't think I've ever seen another movie with him in it.
You never. Oh my god.
I feel like you probably have. He's been in 111 things as an actor.
Maybe. What's his name?
Sam Rockwell.
Yeah.
I will look and I'll let you know if I've seen another movie with him in
Probably
it.
Iron Man 2.
Oh, who is he in Iron Man 2?
Justin Hammer.
No idea who that is.
He played the guy who was like Tony Stark's company's competitor. He brought Whiplash over and gave him his bird.
I want my bird. One thing I noticed, and I don't know if that's just like a sign of the casting, but the accents were off.
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson can't do an accent to save her life.
Yeah, that was terrible. But like, couldn't you find some little like Austrian or German children that spoke English for these roles, or is that maybe like too much? Like, we got to find
I think
authentic.
that might be
racist
like
children.
part of the fucking like shtick too, right?
Oh, it could be. Because like when I first heard Jojo speaking, like I heard a hint of an accent that definitely wasn't German. And then when I heard the chubby little kid, I was like, yeah, okay, what the fuck's going on here? I thought this was like an after the war thing. Like this is it. Germany won, and this is just like the aftermath that's happening. So we have little British Nazi children running around.
I thought the fat kid's accent was hilarious.
Yeah, in general, he just played like a funny character. When near like the very end, when when Jojo calls out, he's like, Yorkie! And he drops the fucking rocket launcher and just destroys a building. And they're both looking, there's like, huh, and then run and hug. And I was like, yes, this is great.
Not much they can do now. At that point, the building's gone, the rocket launcher's shot, fuck it.
Who else? Rebel Wilson playing Fraulein Raum. She's hilarious. That whole thing. It was like, I've had 18 kids for my country. It's a great time to be a woman.
Yeah.
I love like it showed like how women were second class.
Yeah.
I guess back then, like, okay, boys, we're gonna teach you hunting, fishing, shooting. We're gonna get you to throw grenades. We might even bring in a tank. We're gonna take you camping. We're gonna teach you about camouflage. Women, we're gonna teach you how to make the beds, dress the wounds, and be a woman.
Yeah, and get pregnant.
And make babies. Yeah,
that's it. But that was I'm pretty sure that was an actual thing that like the Nazi regime did, because they tried to like breed perfect people. Well, their version of perfect people.
So just kidnap Swedes. That's the whole
100%.
concept
like even,
of an Aryan race is just Swedish people.
Anyone who's not us, pretty much. Which I think is very, very funny. Like even Hitler himself wasn't the ideal. So why is he leader?
Yeah.
That would have been like my first question. Like I would be very early on one of the dead ones, because like he'd be like, yeah, we want to build like the Aryan race. We want to be the perfect race. And I was like, oh, is that like short, black hair, brown eyes, like you? Got a dumb little mustache? Like, no, tall, blonde, blue eyes. Why the fuck does this guy get to be leader? He can't even be his own ideal person.
Just walking around in stilts.
It's like there's a big old platform shoes on. He's like, hey Hitler, did you bleach your hair? Nine!
One part that made me laugh for like no apparent reason was when they were at the river and Scarlett Johansson and the kid were just like talking about love and stupid shit like that. And then he said something like he wasn't gonna like ever fall in love or something because he's ugly or whatever like that. And then she's just like, okay, Shitler.
Yeah.
That just came out of nowhere. It just made me laugh.
That whole thing after he got his face mangled and then just everyone bringing it up She's just like when after she was talking, she's like, I don't want to go anywhere. I'm like, I'm ugly. She's like, you think you got it bad? I'm beautiful. It's terrible. It's like this kid who's just so self-conscious about his injuries, and then when the Gestapo or whatever stop by and they're hunting or trying to hunt down Elsa, and she's playing, and then she calls him like an ugly Scarface or something like that. He's like, the guy's like, hey, don't make fun of this boy just because his face is horrendously mangled. It's like what?
Stop bringing it up. Like it's so fucking simple. Just stop. But I like even his imaginary Hitler started doing it. Because at the very beginning of the movie, like the thing he says that the only thing he's got going for him was that he was a good-looking boy.
Yeah.
That was it, and that's because he's a blonde, blue-eyed kid, and then he got deformed, and that's like all that he said. Like going forward, it's like, you're ugly. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's a matter of fact.
He even asked him at one point in the movie, he's like, Hitler, am I ugly? Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
No hesitation. Just yep. Next question.
Yeah, like if I had known that this movie was going to be like a satire piece like this, the whole "You're beautiful" thing from Imaginary Hitler would have been like an obvious like foreshadow of something's going to happen. But I never even like thought of it any other way because it was just Hitler telling a blonde-haired, blue-eyed kid that he was good looking or whatever, right? But then, yeah, that if you know what this movie is going into it, that is like so obvious that he's gonna get fucked up later.
Yeah. The same with the. I was really confused at the such focus on the mom's shoes,
Yeah.
like, throughout the whole thing. I'm like, and then the fact that this kid can't tie his fucking shoes at the age of 10. Just completely useless. And then then his mom just gets absolutely tired of tying his shoes, so she ties them together after it calls her Shitler. The kid just eats shit. She's just like, come on, what are you doing? You drunk again? Come on, let's go.
All right, I'm going home. I'll see you there. And he's got a fucking rabbit hop up the stairs. I just realized that.
Oh my god.
Like in like the title.
Oh my god.
Taika
He's
Waititi.
becoming a rabbit.
He's eating carrots. No, he can't eat that. There's wartime short supply.
Yeah.
No carrots, only chocolate.
He's not an airplane pilot. He's not allowed to have carrots.
That was just a con by the British to try and get Nazi forces to exhaust their supplies. We're just going to trick them. Our pilots only eat carrots for dinner, and then all the Nazi pilots are only eating carrots. Turns them orange. We can identify their bodies a lot easier.
What else? Oh, that near the end scene, that like final fight, where everything's just getting blown up. Rebel Wilson's just like hucking kids in there, just like go go go.
Yeah.
And she takes out a massive, disgustingly huge machine gun.
Fuck yeah.
And it gets blown up. But that whole fight, you see all these, well, not like random guns, but just like bits and pieces of things. Like just old ass guns or makeshift weapons and stuff like that. And that actually is supposed to represent the time at the end of the war because Germany was actually running out of resources.
Yeah.
So they couldn't make standard weapons anymore. So they were just like, here, use this old as fuck weapon and hope it doesn't jam on you.
We have a barrel and we're just going to weld it to the end of this pistol and just hope it shoots farther.
Seems legit.
Yeah, I wish they would have tackled a little bit more of the realism from wars. Like, because while, yeah, it showed it a little bit where, like, ScarJo wasn't eating dinner. She was just chugging back wine, which I'm pretty sure she wouldn't be able to get.
Yeah.
Like, near the end of the war, because I'm assuming this is, like, a month away from the end when that was happening. But they're also only having, like, a tiny, tiny amount of soup. Actually, they're basically eating their soup off of a plate instead of a bowl. And then they each get one piece of bread.
Yeah.
Except Jojo, when he's like figuring out his mom, he's like, I know about the tiny Jewish girl in the walls. Oh, you don't want to eat? I'll eat your bread, yes? Is this okay, mother? And she knows she can't say shit. You're like, oh, fucking... if I say no, I want to eat it later, like I'm definitely gonna be hungry later, he's gonna find out about the small Jewish girl hiding in his dead sister's bedroom.
And then she went and got his father, and he fucking lost.
Yeah, that was the moment where I knew no one in this family is sane. Like there's horrible mental illness is going on. Her son is hallucinating constantly that Hitler is around. And the mom has multiple personality disorder, which apparently she can just turn on and off whenever she puts on a coat and a soot beard.
Yeah.
Which was horrible. I didn't know if it was done that way on purpose, because like when she shoved her hand in the ashes and smeared it across her face, the one side was super dark and the other side was not as dark. And I thought they did that on purpose, like she just smudged the one side and she was just gonna go like, oh yeah, like this side's dad and this side's mom, just like keeps turning around to play the character. And I don't think they're making it out alive.
No.
Jojo is going to see Hitler again, even though he boot fucked him out of a second story window. He's gonna see him again while he's dancing with his little Jewish girlfriend, and then he's gonna
big sister.
Yeah.
He wants her to be his big Jewish girlfriend.
He wants to stab her more.
She wants a small Nazi
but deeper.
brother. Are you sure?
No. Yeah.
He's 10. He's got like the tiny little needle prick.
Depends. He's German. He could be an early sprouter. You never know.
Are you telling me that German people have large peckers? Or hit puberty early?
Yeah. Second one.
Yeah.
Is that a fact? Or are you being a piece of shit? Are you lying to me?
Guy, he was known for hiling Hitler with his boner.
I fucking hated that guy. No one wanted to stand in front of him.
You watched that movie too, Zach.
This guy keeps hiling my asshole. Fucking get it out! That's not Hitler, that's Schindler.
Please don't put Franz behind me again. I cannot take it.
Franz, just spit first.
I feel it on my leg!
He's fucking Schnauzer.
What'd you think of the German Shepherds?
That fucking lost it. Because I didn't see it going that way. I thought he was like, I know I said we needed guard dogs. And I was like, okay, he got like a bunch of Pomeranians or something. Like, no, they needed German Shepherds. So he got him German Shepherds.
This is kind of back to what we were talking about before. That guy is the only other actor I really recognized. And that's because he's fucking the son in John Wick 1. I recognize that guy.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure him and the fucking lieutenant or whatever were like super gay.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
The entire movie, okay, like the first time I saw them when he like daintily handed over the knife to him or something. Or no, it wasn't a knife. I think it was a gun.
Yeah.
But yeah, when he like handed him the gun, I'm pretty sure he like caressed his hand as he grabbed it. I was like, okay, something's a little fishy.
Okay, I was still playing a game at that point. I turned the game off when he found Secret Jew in the wall because I was like, how the fuck did he do that? I didn't watch him see the like stripes on the floor. So then I turned my game off and rewound it. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, so I definitely missed that early because I was still playing a game.
Yeah, and then later on, after Jojo got fucked up and Sam Rockwell got demoted again, and he went to the pool, like Sam Rockwell and Theon Greyjoy, that's the only thing I know about right now.
He's in that too.
Sitting there, huddled up against each other, and then ScarJo comes by and like starts dancing in front of them, and they huddle closer.
Yeah. And
like Theon Greyjoy is like literally like sitting there. The most flamboyant way you could possibly do it, other than having a shirt that says "I like penis."
Yeah. Well, when Rebel Wilson like slid over that entire length of the bench to talk to them about Jews,
like 5 slides too, not just you couldn't just get up and move in one go. It's like when you drag a chair across the classroom halfway through class.
Yeah. So she's explaining it to him, and then Greyjoy's was like he like lifted his hand to his mouth. It was like that shocked look.
Yeah.
Like, and then just start explaining some things, and they're just like, yeah, okay, you know what? Yeah, if only someone wrote the book on the Jews.
Yes.
And then that starts Jojo's quest of writing a full biography on Jews.
Yeah, a full compendium of all their craftiness and tricks. And it turned into the small Jewish girl just fucking with him for 90% of the movie.
Yeah.
And like drawing them as bat people and goat people. At one point, she drew it that like there was an apartment in their heads.
Yeah.
That Satan lived in, but also this huge mechanism so that tiny Satan could control them with like gears and a bicycle seat and shit.
Yeah. And then when Jojo took over drawing, he just drew Nathan getting destroyed.
Yeah, and Nathan was the Jewish girl's fiance who it was very clear from conjecture that he was dead. And Jojo, of course, being a dumb child, was just like, well, he wrote you a letter. He said, I don't like you, you stupid bitch. I got real fat and I'm fucking other girls, so. And then she got upset because her dead boyfriend apparently wrote her a letter and gave it to a 10-year-old Nazi. And then he immediately wrote another one back. He's like, I'm sorry. I was just joking. I don't want to sleep with other people. I am fat though.
Yeah.
Also, Jojo's my best friend.
Yeah. That whole thing was awesome to see, just like, because you have all these kids that are clearly just getting brainwashed throughout, and at a very impressionable time in their lives, who are just like, no, these things are evil, blah blah blah, and then just showing a child being able to see the world like in another form than what they've been taught, and showing that, hey, and then he slowly builds into a friendship with this supposed horned demon Jew.
They'll come into
no, she wasn't horned. She gets horns when she's 21.
Yeah, but like showing that just examining the person themselves doesn't mean that like they're not an evil person. Like they're not this evil race of Jews or not race. I hate when people use race for Jewish people, but you know what I'm saying. There's showing the innocence and that they can see, they can tell the difference between what they've been told and what's actually real, which is on like real hard for even some adults.
Well, it's because kids it's a lot easier because kids' minds are still malleable. Like, you want to explain being transgender to a kid, super simple. Kid walks up to a transgender person and be like, "Hey, what's up, man? How are you doing?" And then the now woman says, "Oh, I'm a lady," and the kid's like, "Awesome. What's your favorite Pokemon?"
Yeah.
And adults just like, no, you can't. I don't understand penis, vagina. Now I'm racist.
Yeah.
And then you start yelling slurs because yelling slurs is a lot easier than trying to understand things.
Now I'm racist.
That's what happens.
So I'm transgender. So this is how it goes.
Are you, Zach? Congratulations.
After you're done explaining to me, you made me racist.
I wanted to say it.
But yeah, it was nice to see, and I don't know.
The way they handled it with Chubbs, though, like, because the only person that really had an internal discourse about it was Jojo.
Yeah.
Like, the chubby kid, I'm assuming he was all for the Nazi party. He stayed in camp because he didn't blow himself up like a moron. Aim away from the trees. Like, there's tiny, like, half a foot thick trees, and then 7 feet of empty space that you could have aimed. Sorry, you don't whiff. It's not that hard. Just don't hit things.
He closes.
I don't know. I watched like all the ball throw and shot put and whatnot of like the grade schoolers when my nieces were in fucking public school, and they can't aim for shit. They have like a fucking 120-degree arc to throw this baseball, and they end up like in the fucking crowd sometimes. I just don't understand. Kids cannot do things.
It's a lack of hand-eye coordination. It's because their brains aren't fully developed.
Well, lack of everything.
But back to Chubbs. Like he's all aboard the Nazi train, just ready for the cause. I'm gonna kill me some Jews. I'm gonna stab me some Jews. I'm gonna do it. He even joins the fucking army. But near the end of the movie, he's just not prejudiced anymore.
Yeah.
Like all that learned hate just goes away. He's like, well, we got bigger things to worry about, man. Like it's not these fucking literal demon people that I know of. It's we got Russians, we got Americans, we got the British, we got everyone coming for us.
Well, he was.
Yeah, but the British eat baby and fuck dogs.
Well,
Yeah, but
that's
they
the
don't use
Russians.
seasoning.
But he did that with like earlier on when he first saw Jojo when Jojo was collecting metal and dressed up as a shitty robot.
Yeah.
That actually happened. They had kids go around and collect scrap for the army.
Oh yeah,
I'd drop kick him.
They did that in the States too.
I'd drop kick him. You're wasting metal. Hey, we need scrap metal. It's for the war effort. Let's build these dumb little kids some metal suits to advertise. No, give them a gun. It's a lot less metal.
Give me a metal, bitch.
Yeah, what's more threatening? A child, we need to save us, or like a fucking 9-year-old holding a Luger against your knee. Here's my change. That's all I like.
He somehow recognizes Jojo in his robot suit.
I love that.
There's his fucked up limp.
Yeah. And then he gets there, and then Jojo's like, "Hey, like Chubbs, like I've seen a Jew, like I found a Jew," and the Chubbs like, "Yeah, we saw one earlier. They're actually they're not that bad." And he's like right then and there, you just clue in that this kid is just either easily swayed or he just can see the world in a broader picture than the adults can.
Yeah, and I think that it shows that kids, it's all learned. It's all learned and bashed into their skull. Like no child is born with hate inside them, except for Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck God did with that one. Yeah, it's all learned. But we should kill people. I think that's what I'm getting at here. We should a mass genocide of all the hate and all the bad people and all the racisms.
But isn't hating haters mean that there's still hate in the world?
Yes. We will eradicate all hate.
You're a
Therefore,
hater
we
of
must
hate.
eradicate.
Oh,
all
I'm
haters.
fully committed to offing myself once I've gotten rid of everyone else that hates. Because once you get rid of everything to hate, the only thing left to hate is yourself.
Already there, boys.
Oh man. But no, yeah, I like the take on this movie, and I do like that, and how it's just straight learned behavior. Should for any of the politicians listening, hey, it's a learned behavior. Get better schooling and education, because that's one of the things that we need, so that it counteracts. You can have real shitty fucking parents that just teach you all this junk, but at least you can have somewhere else you can go.
Yeah, but you got to be careful with shit like that, because it's gonna be like the Hitler Youth situation, where anyone who's like, nah, my mom says that Jews aren't actually devils, they're just regular people that follow a different religion. And I'm like, okay, well, your family's all fucking dead. Way to go, you blab the truth.
Also, politicians don't like increased education because it decreases their chances of being voted in again, right? Because once people actually become it, once people can ask questions and actually become educated, you realize how shit the government's been doing.
My voter demographic is illiterate morons.
That's Trump's. I mean,
whatever works. All you really have to do, because the easiest thing to do in politics is just get whatever group you're trying to get the vote for, convince them the other group is trying to take something from them.
Yeah.
Like liberals and Democrats. Oh yeah, Democrats. Liberals want to take your guns away. No, they don't. They just want them to be regulated. Like, okay, this person owns this, this, and this. This person owns this, this, and this. And this gun was used to shoot this man in the face. Whose gun is it? Well, now we know he's going to jail. And also the person that used it if it's someone else.
Yeah. but it's.
But my freedoms, I need 17 ARs that shoot 500 rounds per minute.
Looking at you, America.
Where else? What other country has guns like that?
Well, Switzerland. But Switzerland, you can only have ammo at the range.
Yeah. But even like, does Switzerland have? I'm assuming they have better regulations on it. Like you can't have like 20 ARs, 75 handguns, everything like that.
Yeah, you can have a bunch of guns.
Really?
You just can't have the ammo. Can't have the ammo at home.
Yeah,
unless it's for like a hunting rifle, I'm assuming.
But even then, I'm assuming it's like, okay, you're hunting for a deer. Here's your license for 10 bullets.
Yeah.
You come back with 10 shells or 10 casings, like whatever, and bring back whatever you don't use.
Well, that was a Chris Rock joke. Like in the early 2000s, he's like, just make bullets cost like $5,000 a piece. And it's always just like, man, I really want to kill you if I can afford it.
I'm going to get me a job and I'm going to start some savings. 3-4 years, I'm going to get you.
Oh man.
How do we
just going off track.
Tracks, because we're by the Railside podcast, and what goes on rails? Trains. There was a mention of a train in this movie, but it's not really one I want to be associated with, because it was the death trains that went to Auschwitz. So, while we did get a mention of trains, we probably
we are not
shouldn't
affiliated
have
with
mentioned
those trains.
Trains did nothing wrong. It was the people driving them.
I mean, that's basically everything. Guns don't do anything wrong. It's the people wielding them.
No, it's not. It's the bullets.
It's the people shooting the bullets.
When people say that, like, guns don't kill people, people do. I was like, no, I'm pretty sure if I shoved a gun down your throat, you'd probably die. That's death by gun, right?
I don't know.
I suppose.
I wasn't listening.
You're an ass.
You son of a bitch.
I was reading cool facts about the movie.
Fuck that. Coolest fact, Korg Hitler.
Hitler, imaginary Hitler, actually, his uniform changed color near the end of the movie, and that, like, when he was alive throughout the movie time period, it was yellow, nice bright yellow, and then when he was dead, it was actually gray, and it showed him with a bullet wound in the side of his head.
Yeah.
Because Hitler just suied.
Yeah, I noticed the bullet wound. I didn't notice the costume change.
Yeah, I noticed the costume change. That was probably the first thing. And then I noticed, somehow I noticed the entry wound first instead of the exit wound.
That's because that's the side they showed first. I was waiting for the exit wound.
But I didn't notice, like, he had spun around a couple times before I saw anything. And then I saw, like, a little driblet of blood. I was like, what the... Oh, he killed himself.
Yeah.
Which only happened after the kid, I'm pretty sure, told him that Hitler had killed himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, his whole view on Hitler is awful. Like, it's super inaccurate, because, like, throughout the film, he's offering him, like you were saying earlier, he was offering him cigarettes, and he kept talking about having unicorn meat. But apparently Hitler was against cigarettes and a vegetarian.
Yeah.
Though something I wish they did bring into it, which I guess a little bit near the end, it sort of showed it was sort of like he was going through withdrawals when he was trying to get, like, Jojo to believe in him still. He's like, come on, like, give me one more, Heil Hitler, just one more. I need it, give it to me.
Yeah. They boom fucks him.
Hitler, because Hitler was doing amphetamines. There's not video evidence of him doing it, but there's evidence that he has an addiction or a problem with amphetamines.
Yeah.
Like at one of his rallies, he's like sitting there rocking back and forth like you would see someone fucking downtown Toronto.
Yeah.
Covered in needles, just like, yeah, God said I had 2 feet, but I got 6 toes.
Yeah, that was just a great line too. It's always great when you see movies and then they let the kids just swear. It's just screams, "Fuck off, Hitler!"
Yeah.
And then boom, out the window.
That was one of the only swears, and I mean, like, when I was 10 years old, I'm pretty sure I was swearing a lot more than that.
Yeah.
It was like the stupid swears though, like, oh frick you, dude.
Yeah.
But I think by the time I was like 13, 14, it was full on like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, by the time I left like grade 8 when I was like starting high school, grade 8 I actually got in trouble a few times because I think it was one time we were playing. I don't know what the fuck this game was, but basically everyone would start on the wall, and then you'd have to run across, and then there was people just hucking balls. I think it was like some form of dodgeball, but we didn't have any utility balls, so we played with a basketball, and that hurt.
Yeah.
A lot, and I got hit, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" and I yelled it, and then a grade 8 teacher came and was like, "Okay, that's enough of that game," which I was okay with because that basketball hurt.
Yeah.
I was in a narc. I just yelled.
I don't want to play anymore.
Ow! Fuck! Teacher, fuck!
I don't think I ever got in trouble for swearing in like grade school. I did almost have to go to the office for being a racist. Now let me preface this. I was not being racist whatsoever. It just so happened that a child used the race card very effectively. So there was a group of us. I think there was like 12 or 15 people playing wall ball, all with like one ball. It was one of those giant rubber balls.
Yeah.
And this one kid, I can't even fucking remember his name anymore, but he kept, like, he would throw it and he would grab it right away. Throw it, grab it right away. Like, it didn't matter where it fucking bounced. This kid was ridiculous. Like, didn't matter where it went, he got it first somehow, every single time. And I was like, okay, like, you need to give other people a chance. Shit's not fair. And he's like, what are you going to do? I was like, oh, this. And I took my ball because it was mine I brought from home. I was like, there, no one gets to play now. And then he called me a racist and went to go tell the teacher. And it was like I was getting escorted there. I was like, I wasn't being racist. Like, he was a ball hog. I didn't say anything. I did call him a ball hog. But there was no hard R.
Ball hogger.
Oh. All right.
I don't think I ever got in trouble in school for swearing.
I think it's because like all of the teachers were afraid of you. Yeah, that kid called me a fucking retard to my face, but I'm genuinely afraid he's gonna pick me up over his head and break me in half. He's in 6th grade. He has a full beard.
That's a lie. I had sideburns in 6th grade, not a full beard.
Still terrifying. That's even more terrifying.
Fucking mutton chop sideburns. Hell yeah.
Goddamn fucking Elvis in grade 6, you know?
I was a fucking 6th grader walking around with mutton chops. I would run the other way. This man has too much power. That's what that is. That's not a child anymore. That's a man. That is a full-grown adult. Here's my wallet. How are you today, sir?
Oh, man. Yeah, I never really got in trouble. I didn't end up going to the principal's office that much either.
You were a pussy. That's why you didn't want to.
But one time I did go to the principal's office is because remember that big fuck Raven?
Yeah.
So he was pushing around a girl and he hit a girl, and then I said, "Hey, you should apologize immediately." This is one of the few times in my early school career where I was like, I have courage, confidence. Let's get it done. I was like, I'm going to press this girl. Hey, apologize. No, you're not going to drop it? Well, I'm not going to drop it either. You should apologize. And I repeated myself multiple times to him. And then he punched me in the arm and apparently left a bruise. And then I got home and I was either changing in the bathroom or something. And Mom walked by and saw there was a bruise on my arm. She's like, what the hell is that? And then just interrogated me about it. And then I got called to the office with Raven, and Raven had to apologize to me. And I was like, great. Thanks. This is going to go good.
See, that's why I never told Mom about any instances like that.
I couldn't. Well, I had to because it was a good fucking like bruise. And she was just like, this kid doesn't bruise. And I was like, no, I bruise. Like, I do. It hurts. But
I can only think of like one time I was really actually called to the principal's office is when they made that stupid no sliding on ice and no throwing snowballs rule like First one is a warning. You get your name in a book. Second time you get called a call home. Third time you get suspended. I got caught 4 times. First time, I don't know if they just didn't write my name in the book. Second time, they're like, okay, we're going to write your name in the book. I was like, isn't this a call home? Never mind, I'm not going to say anything. Thank you for the warning. Third time, I was supposed to get a call home, and but I cried my way out of it, I'm pretty sure. Because it genuinely wasn't my fault. We had built a hill 2 days before, something like that, and it melted and iced. And I jumped over the hill. You remember at the school, right by like the new wing, how when you come out of the doors, like the 8th grade rooms, there was like that slight hill.
Yeah.
It was right there, but we built a little mound over it. So I jumped over the mound and I slipped. And then Miss Boucher, go to the office. Why? You were sliding on ice. I slipped on ice. I wasn't purposely trying to do that. And then I had to explain that to the stupid principal, and she's like, okay, well, I'll give you a warning this time. I was leaving the office. I think this is where I started to get in my like rebellious phase. I was like, you know what? I am so sorry that I fell. And then I walked outside and hucked a snowball and got sent back in the office. I think it was at Donaldson too. I was like so mad, and he was like, why are you mad? Shut up! Throw a snowball. Different fucking teacher. Go to the office. God damn it.
What a stupid rule. No snowballs.
It was there for a reason. Like, when we were younger, a couple years before that, we didn't have that rule. And then we had that massive snowball fight, and someone was putting rocks in snowballs, and they had to call 2 ambulances because 2 different kids were bleeding out of their faces. And then our principal just magically the next year wasn't there.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Fullerton, right?
Yeah. And then it switched over to Martin. Miss Martin.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the one with the wig? I don't know if that was actually true. There was a rumor that was going around that some guy just like ripped her wig off at her last school. That's why she transferred.
Yeah.
It was plausible because who the fuck? Think of Richard Simmons' hair, but if it was doing meth.
Yeah.
And on Big Bird. And that's what I picture most Nazis to be, is a amalgamation of Richard Simmons and Big Bird. Fucking freaks.
It seems accurate.
That was Hitler's vision. He wanted the blonde hair and blue eyes from Big Bird and the aerobic prowess from Richard Simmons. Nothing else from Richard Simmons. Just the aerobic prowess.
Yeah, that's probably why Sam Rockwell's character ended up saving Elsa and Jojo.
Did he save Elsa?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When he had the pass or her papers, she's like, "Hey, what's your birthday?" And she's like, "May 1st, blah blah blah." And then he's like, "Yep, okay, you're good."
You're fucking right. And then we found out that she wasn't fucking right.
Yeah.
It was May 7th. Well, I'm sorry. I'm dyslexic.
I just don't see semi-long sticks off of other sticks.
It's just like, I thought it was just like one long stick, but it was like a small stick and then a curve. And then I just didn't see that turn.
Someone just fucking whipped while they were writing.
Someone just like had a seizure mid-write. May 1st. Fuck! 7th. Okay, she was born 6 days from now.
Yeah. All right, let's get our ratings in. I'll start.
9,999.
You're broken. Way to go.
I actually am going to rate it a 9. It was funny. It was serious. The acting, the writing, everything was like, it was done really well. Yeah, I'll give it a solid 9. Taika's my boy. That man is a genius.
He's not your boy. He didn't reply to your tweet.
Yeah, Taika. What the hell? What are my 4 listeners gonna think?
Like I said though, he's probably asleep. Like, I don't know where he lives full time, but isn't he from New Zealand?
Yeah, New Zealand.
Yeah, so there, I don't know the time right now. Hey Google, what time is it right now in New Zealand? 12:06 p.m. Never mind.
He is wide awake.
Maybe. Well, you don't know. Taika seems like the kind of guy to sleep till 3 in the morning,
Oh yeah, that's.
or stay up till 3 in the morning, sleep till 3 in the afternoon.
All right. Well, I'll edit it in so you guys can watch it on the YouTube one.
I really
I'll show a little.
I really want him to just like actually see your tweet, listen to the podcast, and just reply to me doing this right now. Oh, you want to talk shit, you fucking idiot? Look, boom, I actually replied. Oh, I got egg on my face. Mr. Celebrity Man, give me money.
And then shared the podcast to his millions of followers, and we become famous overnight because of a shitty joke.
Let me tell you this right now. If Taika Waititi shouts out our podcast and we get more than 10 views in a month, I'll kiss him on the mouth. I don't care. I'll be in his next movie for free.
For free?
I'll play someone that has AIDS and gonorrhea.
Whoa.
And it's a turkey. It's coming out in 20 years. He's in the process of writing it. I just thought of the idea. He's going to hear this and then call me on my personal cell phone number, which ends in the rating I'm going to get, a 9. I thought the movie was fantastic. Like, the amount of comedy that he throws into his movies is always appreciated, and it's never... I've never felt that it was overdone. Like, there's certain things that are just... Sometimes they take a joke too far. But I thought he was very tasteful with this one. I like how the only mentions of Hitler... or there's only either mentions of Hitler or imaginary Hitler. And I don't know if that was a play on like how many people actually got to meet Hitler that late in the game. But yeah, good movie, lots of comedy, lots of serious stuff that they handle in very appropriate ways. Only thing that is stopping it from being a 10 is that I genuinely don't believe that a child could survive a grenade 3 feet from them.
Yeah.
Not even. When adults definitely didn't fucking survive it. Jeff. Numbers.
Yeah, this one's kind of hard for me to rate because, like I said, there's nothing wrong with the movie. It did exactly what it set out to do and whatnot. But I'm also not a comedy person, so by my general rule, like, if I wouldn't just like voluntarily watch it again, it should be less than a 5. Like, I would watch this again if you guys put it on, but I would never put this movie on again just by myself, kind of thing. You know what I mean? But that notwithstanding, I'd probably give this movie a 7. It did pretty good. It's not overly my style of movie, but it was good. I had no major problems with it, other than Scarlett Johansson's character was just like fucking horrendous. I hated her character so much. Like, if you live in Nazi Germany where like everything has to be to a T kind of thing, and your kid is mouthing off to you like that, you don't just like get up and put fucking like ashes on your face and be like full psycho. I don't know. I just did not like her character. Her character was the lowest part of the movie for me. So I'd probably give it like a 7, probably.
Yeah, actually, thinking about it now, I would like them to expand a little bit. Like, I'm assuming I want them to expand on the relationship between the Colonel and her character. Because after Jojo got fucked up, like, she walks into the pool house with Jojo and immediately assaults the Colonel.
Yeah.
And it seems like they have a relationship, which I guess it's implied that they were working together to like save Jewish people later on when Sam Rockwell like saves her kid, but it's never outright explained. It's just sort of like, hey, maybe that's what happened. Like, maybe they were both in the resistance.
Yeah.
I think honestly Sam Rockwell was just a massive queen in World War II Germany. And he just wanted to be himself. And then when he finally made his rocking outfit, that was the end of the war. And he's like, well, I got to wear what I wanted on my very last day alive. Worth it. So we got an 8.3 repeating for this movie.
That's a solid rating. 8.3 out of 10. Actually, it did really well at the box office. Cost $14 million to make and made $90 million. So...
That's a lot of cheddar.
Taika's killing it.
Unicorn
let us know
for everyone.
If you guys watched it, what you guys thought of the movie. Let us know what you think of the podcast. Tweet at us at By Railside. Come visit us on Twitch, twitch.tv/bytherailside. We stream Saturdays, Tuesdays, Fridays, and sometimes Sundays. And then let us know if you would ever buy a book called Yoohoo Jew.
I like Yoohoo, and I'm okay with Jews, so I'll probably.
Yeah.
And Taika Waititi, if you're hearing this, please reply.
Yeah.
Like I said, full on, kiss on the lips. We can wait until we're both vaccinated, but it'll happen. I'm a man of my word.
He'll put vaccine lip chap on.
Pfizer flavored.
All right, guys. We'll catch you next week when we review. Our next movie is Parasite.
AKA Donald Trump. Got him, boom.
I chose this movie.
Yeah, Jeff did pick this one. It is gonna need subtitles,
Korea,
which
boo.
everyone knows I love.
Why do you think I chose it?
So yeah, we'll Parasite for next week, and we'll catch you guys later.
Bye.